Hello and welcome to my video, all about how to make a tabletop mobile. I've always loved mobiles, particularly those by Alexander Calder, and I decided to make my very own simple tabletop version today. I'm going to be mostly using wire and polymer clay, plus I'll recycle some corrugated plastic packaging for the stand. The first thing I did was draw and cut out a template in paper. Because I wanted to reuse some corrugated plastic I already had, I made sure to fit the design into this area, but you likely won't have the same limitations. Just think about the design you'd like, think about stability, and maybe have a look online for inspiration. When finished, my mobile overall was about 12 by 12 inches, or 30 by 30 centimeters. Next, I traced around the template onto the plastic, using a whiteboard marker rather than anything permanent. If you have the means, obviously you can make this from something sturdier and more versatile like wood. Once you've done that, carefully cut along these lines with a utility knife, making sure there's a cutting mat underneath. You'll notice that there's a slot in the top of the sort of semicircle shape on the left, and a slot in the base of the wave shape on the right. These slots will allow the pieces to fit together into a 3D freestanding shape. In this case, the length of the slot in the wave shape needs to be the same as the gap underneath the slot in the other shape, whilst the width of the slots needs to be a tiny bit more than the thickness of the material you're using. In hindsight, I should have put the slot in the wave shape closer to the left-hand side, since that's where all of the weight is going to be in this particular design. It worked out perfectly fine like this, but where you place the support is something you need to think about in your project, since the weight won't be balanced evenly across the entire stand. I then attached a length of wire to the stand, which will become a hanging loop at the end of the wave shape. If you're using a stronger material like wood, you'll be able to drill a hole in the end and hang the mobile section from there. But because I'm using corrugated plastic, the tip of the wave shape is not going to be strong enough. So I'm shaping some stiff 1.6mm galvanized steel wire so it lies on the back edge of the plastic. Then I use some UHU all-purpose adhesive to attach the wire, making sure there's plenty of excess wire at the top. I kept this in place with masking tape whilst the glue dried. As you can see, you can now slot the stand together. I've made a diagram of my plan, and as you can see, I intend to make a 2-level mobile. The second level of wire will hang from point B. In order for this to be balanced, the clay I put at point C and D must pretty much equal the weight of the clay at point A. To make it simple, I'll make the clay at point C and D equal in weight, and I'll be starting with that level. When you're designing your mobile, just keep in mind the space that's available for the pieces on your stand. The maximum size of space I had to work with was nearly 30 by 30 centimeters, but I made mine smaller than that so it would fit on my windowsill. Remember that the wires can move and rotate, so it might take up more room than you think. Right, so then I started to make the wire pieces. For the first level, I straightened out some of the wire and cut a length of 17 centimeters. You then need to make a loop in the center of this wire, and to do this you can use bail making pliers like this, or you can use looping jewelry pliers, which I found easier. Note that if you want to have more clay at one end than the other, you'll need this loop to be closer to the heavier weight in order to balance it out. You can calculate the measurements and weights by using a counterbalance weight calculator that you can find online. I don't need to do that though because I'm making this symmetrical. The wire is now 14 centimeters long. You then need to make 2 loops on the opposite side to this loop, one at each end. In the end, this wire measures 10.5 centimeters long. Next, do the same thing with another piece of wire, with a loop in the centre and one at each end. I started with a length of 24 centimeters, and at the end it was 18 centimeters. This will be the top level, so as per my diagram, I added a bit of a curve. We're also going to need 2 jump rings, so next wrap the wire around the round nose of your pliers and cut it, and this will create a ring. Try and make this ring join smoothly at the join, and make sure it lies flat. These will be used to join the wire pieces together and join the mobile to the stand. Open them up ready for use by twisting them apart with 2 pairs of pliers. Repeat this process again. I then also decided to add a curve to the smaller piece of wire, as you can see, before I start adding clay to the ends. I'm using yellow Fimo polymer clay, and I'll be baking it on this ceramic tile. I assume air dry clay would also work, but I haven't tried it. You need to begin this step by conditioning as much clay as you think you'll need, bearing in mind that you can reuse any clay that's left over, and you can always condition more if you need. Conditioning the clay is just the process of making it workable. Because my clay was quite hard, I conditioned it bit by bit rather than all at once. To do this, take a smaller amount and simply keep reshaping the clay, squashing it and rolling it until it becomes pliable and doesn't crack when you fold it. You want to heat it up with the warmth of your hands as you go, and I find it most effective to roll it into a sausage shape, then into a ball, then into a sausage shape, and so on to get it conditioned thoroughly. Once you've conditioned one section, repeat that again and again until all of the clay is warmed up. Then smush all of the sections back together and condition it all at once. I made the clay into a ball and pushed one end of the wire into it. Try and mould the clay around the wire closely so the wire is firmly embedded. You'll need scales to weigh your clay, but make sure you use foil under the clay, as you don't want anything you use for food to come into contact with the clay. The yellow clay plus the wire weighed in at 27 grams, so I then conditioned a little bit more clay than that, this time in blue. Once I'd done that, I pushed the other end of the wire into it and balanced this from a jump ring using my pliers. Look at this from eye level to see if it's balanced and judge whether you need to take away any clay or add more. I needed to remove a bit. Once you've shaped the blue clay how you want it, you'll need to bake this in an oven, following the instructions on your packet of clay. If, after baking, there's a gap around the wire at all, you can condition a tiny bit of clay and smooth it onto the baked clay, before then baking once again. Once it's cooled down completely, weigh this piece on your scales. Mine weighs 51 grams. I therefore now need to make a ball of red clay that weighs 51 grams. Note that I wouldn't really recommend making the actual mobile section much heavier than this one, as the stand wouldn't be sturdy enough to hold the weight well. So if you want to add more weight to your mobile, make sure you make the stand sturdier. Once you've made that larger ball of clay, press the other piece of wire into it, mold the clay around it, and then bake it. And here is the result. Then when that's fully cooled, I recommend that you sand the clay, particularly the flat shiny area where the clay has rested on the tile. I wouldn't really go below a grit of a few hundred, and I'd finish with a grit of 800 or finer. I also used a scrap of woven cotton denim to buff the clay, which gives it a subtle shine, but that's an optional step. Next, assemble the two pieces of the mobile by attaching them with a jump ring. Then shape the wire at the top of the stand into a hanging loop and hang the mobile from this loop, again using a jump ring. At this point, I used an old paintbrush to apply some Fimo gloss varnish to the clay to add some shine, but again this is optional. Try to brush out any bubbles that form on the surface. And once that's dry, your mobile is complete. I really like the result, and I hope it inspires you to give it a go yourself. Feel free to experiment with different materials, colours and shapes. Thank you very much for watching.